All right, so are you ready to dive deep into the world of Virat Kohli?
You know, what's really interesting about Kohli is how his journey kind of mirrors his playing style. It's like this aggressive, go-getter attitude we see on the field. It's really woven into his whole life story.
And get this, we're talking about his nickname, Chiku. You know where that came from? A comic book character.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously. And we're also going to get into his dedication to fitness. Like, this guy totally revamped his eating habits to get where he is now. It's pretty remarkable.
It is. I mean, we're so used to seeing this polished, powerful Kohli out there, but when you understand the journey, the hurdles, you get a whole new level of appreciation for him.
Okay, so let's rewind all the way back. Delhi, right? That's where it all began.
Yep, 1988, born and raised in Delhi, Punjabi Hindu family. Interestingly enough, his father was a criminal lawyer.
Wow, so not exactly a cricketing background. So how did he get into it? Was it one of those, natural talent kind of things?
It seems that way. I mean, we're talking 3 years old, and little Virat's already asking his dad to bowl to him, so the passion was definitely there early on.
3 years old? That's crazy. Okay, so then comes the West Delhi Cricket Academy, right? And his coach, Raj Kumar Sharma.
Exactly. 9 years old, his dad enrolls him in the academy, wants to make sure he gets the best training.
But hold on, because I read that he was actually overlooked for the Delhi under-14 team at first. What happened there?
Well, sometimes potential takes a little time to fully bloom, There were rumors that it wasn't just about skill. Some other factors might have been at play. His dad, though, really believed in him, and they stuck it out instead of, moving to a more influential club.
Talk about a supportive dad. So how did he finally make the team? Talent alone couldn't have been enough.
It was his work ethic. His coach, Ajit Chaudhary, said he was always pushing himself. When he wasn't practicing on the field, he was hitting the gym. And even Ashish Nehra, another cricketer, commented on Kohli's transformation, going from this chubby-cheeked kid to, a top athlete.
Okay, let's talk about that transformation, because it's not just about losing the baby fat, right? Like, what did he do to reach this peak physical condition?
Oh, Kohli's fitness regime is legendary. Complete diet overhaul, eventually going fully plant-based. And the workouts, intense. Strength, agility, endurance, the whole package.
Wasn't just for looks.
Yeah.
It directly impacted his game.
Oh, yeah. Stamina to last longer innings, quicker reactions on the field, and that focus sharper than ever. And then there's that story, about his father passing away. He went right back to a crucial match.
I know, right after. It's just... wow.
Talk about mental strength. He could have taken time off, totally understandable. But he chose to honor his father by doing what he loved.
And he scores 90 runs. Just incredible.
Chetan Chauhan, his coach back then, he was blown away by Kohli's focus. Like, even in the face of such a personal tragedy, it really shaped him,
Yeah.
Highlighted that ability to compartmentalize, perform under immense pressure.
So fast forward to 2008, the Under-19 World Cup. That's where he really makes his mark.
Oh, absolutely. Leading India to victory in Malaysia, it solidified his position as a star on the rise. Third highest run scorer in the tournament, and one of only 3 players to hit a century.
What about that innings of the tournament? The one against the West Indies Under-19s.
It was something else. 100 runs off just 74 balls. ESPN Cricinfo, they called it, quote, the innings of the tournament. Match-winning performance earned him man of the match.
Wow, from almost being overlooked to leading India to victory. Talk about a journey.
Right. And, his performance in the semifinal against New Zealand, crucial too. 2 wickets, 43 runs. Even in the final against South Africa, he held his own. India won by 12 runs.
Then, just a few months later, boom, international debut at 19. That's a whirlwind.
It was a surprise call-up. ODI against Sri Lanka. Sachin Tendulkar and Virender Sehwag, both injured, opened up a spot.
Did he just crush it in his first international match?
Well, debuts are always a bit nerve-wracking, right? Yeah. He only got 12 runs, caught out by Nuwan Kulasekaran.
Not the dream start, but I'm sure he bounced back.
Oh, he did. In the 4th match, he scored his first international half-century, a solid 54 runs. The potential was definitely there.
And what about that first ODI century? That had to be special.
Oh, definitely a defining moment. December 2009, Kolkata against Sri Lanka again. 107 runs off 114 balls, sharing a 224-run partnership with Gautam Gambhir.
Match-winning partnership, I'm guessing.
You bet. India won by 7 wickets, clinched the series 3-1. And you know what? Gambhir, he scored an unbeaten 150, but he actually passed on the Man of the Match award to Kohli. Recognize the significance of that maiden century.
Now, while all this is happening, there's the whole Indian Premier League story unfolding, too. He was drafted by Royal Challengers Bangalore back in 2007, right?
Yep. for $50,000. RCB saw the potential early on. Those first few years, though, they weren't a cakewalk.
What were some of the challenges? Was it just getting used to a different format?
Well, his very first match was tough. RCB trying to chase 223 runs against Kolkata Knight Riders. Kohli was dismissed pretty quickly. Plus, he got shuffled around, opening middle order. Finding that ideal spot took some time.
So adapting to the IPL's unique dynamics was key. But eventually, he finds his groove, becomes a core batsman for RCB.
Absolutely. By 2011, he's a mainstay. Even wins the Orange Cap that season. Most runs in the tournament, 557, with 4 half-centuries.
And of course, the legendary partnership with Chris Gayle. They were a force to be reckoned with.
Gale's power hitting, Kohli's elegance, one of the most feared duos in IPL history. They took RCB to new heights, but, the championship title, always just out of reach.
Yeah, those close calls, especially the losses in the finals.
Tough for sure. 2009, 2011, so close. And then, of course, there's the captaincy.
Leading a team like RCB, all those expectations had to be intense.
Oh, a total roller coaster. Amazing victories, crushing defeats. It was interesting how his IPO journey kind of mirrored his international career. Always pushing himself, leaving his mark.
Speaking of leaving a mark, his records with RCB. The guy is a statistical machine.
Most runs, most centuries for a single IPL franchise. He was the first to play 250 matches for a single team in the IPL.
And 2024, second Orange Cap. Amazing.
Totally. Even after stepping down as captain, he's still crucial to RCB. His name's practically synonymous with the team.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground with the IPL, but there's more to Kohli than stats, right? Let's get into that batting style.
Yeah, and you can't talk about Kohli's batting without mentioning Sachin Tendulkar. I mean, Tendulkar was his idol growing up. But while there are similarities, Kohli's got his own unique approach.
So what makes him stand out, even among all those batting legends?
He's aggressive. He takes on the bowlers right from the start. Even Vivian Richards, the West Indies legend, he said Kohli's style reminded him of his own. And Brian Lara, he's ranked Kohli among the best in the world.
High praise. Okay, break it down for me. What are some of those key strengths?
His wrist work, phenomenal. Generates so much power, hits the ball with force and precision. And his cover drive, poetry in motion, powerful, elegant.
But everyone has weaknesses. What do bowlers try to exploit when they face him?
That vulnerability to deliveries outside the off stump, even greats like, VVS Laxman, Sanjay Manjrekar, they've talked about it. Bowlers, especially in tests and ODI cricket, they'll try to set him up with those deliveries.
So it's constant battle.
It is. And you know what? It shows his mental strength, his adaptability. He's managed to stay consistent despite that vulnerability.
All right, Kohli, the chase master. He really thrives under pressure, especially in those limited overs matches. What makes him so good in those clutch moments?
His run chase record, particularly in ODIs, it's phenomenal. His average in successful chases is 65.5 runs. It's like pressure fuels him.
I've heard he actually enjoys the challenge.
He does. He's talked about how he loves calculating the risks, managing the strike rate when chasing a target.
And the numbers speak for themselves, right? 28 ODI centuries in run chases. That's more than any other batsman.
No one else even comes close. It really sets him apart. He's the guy who shines brightest when the stakes are high.
Okay, but we've only scratched the surface because his impact reaches far beyond the cricket field. We're talking about his brand, social media, his philanthropic work. The guy's a global icon.
Oh yeah, way beyond sports. And his brand value really reflects that. We're talking over 1,000 crore.
That's a lot of influence. But he's not just, collecting endorsements. He's using his platform for good. Tell me about the Virat Kohli Foundation.
So the Virat Kohli Foundation started in 2013. It's all about supporting underprivileged children. He works with various NGOs, providing education, healthcare, essential services to kids who need it most.
I've seen those pictures of him playing in the Celebrity Classico football matches for charity. Looks like fun.
Yeah, they're great. Combining his love for football with giving back. Super successful in raising funds and awareness for the foundation.
And I know he's been a big supporter of the Swachh Bharat mission, that cleanliness initiative in India. It's great to see him using his influence like that.
Yeah, and his involvement in that campaign with the whole Indian cricket team, it really shows his commitment to making a difference.
And let's not forget his athlete development program, helping young athletes reach their potential.
A great example of paying it forward, right?
Yeah.
He understands the challenges they face, and he's dedicated to providing the resources and support they need.
Okay, so it's clear his impact off the field is huge. But we got to talk about the records and awards. The guy has a mountain of them. It's hard to even keep track.
It's mind-boggling, honestly. The most ODI centuries with 51, more than any other batsman.
Wow, incredible. And he's the only cricketer to be named player of the tournament twice in the T20 World Cup, 2014 and 2016.
And when it comes to international centuries, he's only behind Sachin Tendulkar, 82 centuries across all formats.
The consistency of the drive, it's phenomenal. Always pushing the boundaries. His trophy cabinet must be overflowing.
Oh, for sure. He's won tons of ICC awards, 4 ODI Player of the Year awards, 2 Sir Garfield Sobers trophies for Cricketer of the Year. And in India, he's got the Arjuna Award, the Padma Shri, and the Khel Ratna Award, the highest sporting honor in India.
That's impressive. Really reflects his impact on the game. But with all of this, it's clear he's not just a cricketer, right? A global icon, someone who inspires and makes a difference.
It really has been amazing to explore all these different parts of his life, from his start in Delhi to becoming a legend, a global influencer. His stories about dedication, perseverance, and a commitment to excellence on and off the field.
Inspiring stuff. Now, we want to leave you with something to think about.
What part of Virat Kohli's legacy do you find most inspiring? Is it his dedication to fitness, his social work, or his drive to be the best on the field?
Yeah, what resonates with you the most? We've loved sharing this deep dive with you. It's been a pleasure. So, looking back, we've really gone deep into Virat Kohli's life and career. And it's amazing to see how he's grown, from this kid in Delhi with a passion for cricket to a global icon.
Yeah, and he never lets setbacks hold him back. It's like he uses those challenges to become even better. That dedication to fitness, his commitment to those social causes, and always striving for excellence, it's really remarkable.
It is. And it's so interesting how all these different aspects of his life, they kind of connect. Like his discipline with fitness, it translates to mental strength on the field, right? And then his success in cricket has given him this platform to make a real difference. The philanthropy, his brand, it all ties together.
Yeah, he's always raising the bar for himself, both as an athlete and as a person.
Exactly. And that's such a powerful message, not just for aspiring athletes, but for all of us. It's not just about talent, right? It's about the work you put in, the dedication, that willingness to push yourself beyond your limits.
It shows us what we can achieve when we set our minds to it and never give up.
Absolutely. Before we wrap things up, I want to go back to something we talked about earlier, those comparisons to Sachin Tendulkar. But even with those comparisons, Kohli has created his own unique legacy.
He's not just following in someone else's footsteps, he's blazing his own trail.
And I think that's what makes his story so captivating. He's not afraid to be himself, to show his emotions on the field, to stand up for what he believes in. He's an original.
And that's what people connect with, that authenticity. He's more than just a cricketer, he's an inspiration.
Well said. I think we've covered a lot today. His incredible journey, his achievements, and the impact he's having on the world, both on and off the field. It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It really has. And we hope you've gained a deeper understanding of this incredible individual, Virat Kohli.
We've enjoyed having you along for the ride. Thanks for joining us.